We all have superpowers, or in less superhero speak, strengths. Things that are really underpin who we are, show that we're able to really break through and make impact in the work we do, either with our own teams or with our clients, or more generally in the world. But what are those superpowers or strengths? How do we recognise them? And how do we use them and ensure that we're spending a disproportionate amount of our time focusing on those strengths, leveraging those strengths so that we actually create impact? How do we recognise it? I think the first thing is to think of the cues and you're hearing either from your own team, from colleagues you work with, from suppliers or customers. What are they saying about you? When do they see that you're really creating great value, that you're creating impact? When do you feel like you're in the flow, that you're able to actually step up and make a difference, both in what you do and how you do it? If you're not sure, a great way to do it is to talk to some clients, to think about your last month or so of when you felt you've been in the flow and start to identify those strengths. And that's a really effective way to understand what that superpower or those sets of superpowers are. So once you've done that, then how you've identified it, how do you leverage them? How do you make choices around it to have is it your own personal strategy to really be effective, to really gain momentum with the people you work with? One way to do that is through the playing to win model. And the playing to win model was originally developed by Lafley and Martin around business strategy. And there's 5 key questions. What's your winning aspiration? As a business, what do you aspire to achieve? Where do you play? What customer segments, what markets, what geographies, what products and services are you making choices about what you will do and what you won't do? How do you win given those choices, your competitive advantage, your value proposition? And then what capabilities and systems do you need to have to support those choices? A really effective business strategy framework, and one that I've got other videos and writing that you could look into. But Roger Martin has adapted these questions to think about what is your own personal playing to win strategy, about leveraging your strengths, about making choices about where you're going to focus your time, because time is fixed. So he's adapted the model and come up with an adaption that helps think about those strengths that you've identified. So the winning aspiration, what unique value will I aspire to bring to clients or to your customers or to your team? To which activities will I allocate my time and in what proportion? And this is critical. Focusing on there's lots of things we could do, but which things are going to have the greatest leverage? How will I create disproportionate value from each hour of work? As I said, time is fixed. How we focus on here and leveraging our strengths is key. And then what capabilities do you need to be able to develop and exploit that value, and what systems to support you doing it? So a slight tweak, but to help you have your own personal playing to win strategy. And then what are you therefore going to stop doing? What are you going to delegate? What are you going to change so you spend more time on these things than on others that you're going to get less leverage and less value and less impact from? So I've used this in my own business, so I'm going to share my own personal playing to win strategy just as a bit of an example to give you a help about thinking about how you do it. So the first one, what's my winning aspiration? To enable my clients to be confident and clear on the future of their business and themselves as leaders. Confident and clear, business and leaders. So those 4 dimensions together is important for me. Not just about business strategy, not just about leadership. And then where do I play? I play with, having close relationships. For me, it's important to have close relationships with substantial and stimulating clients, to facilitate impactful strategy development, designing an operating rhythm that enables people to implement, and then coaching and monitoring leaders. How to win? Challenging the status quo, but having practical frameworks such as playing to win, ensuring then that strategy is then translated into action, and connecting people and ideas, and my own Vantage Leaders Forum, which is a quarterly session where CEOs get together. And then having mastery and facilitation and expertise and continuous professional development, and a number of systems that help me do that. So it's just my example. It's right for me based on where I see my strengths. But I encourage you all to have a think about this. Uncover what your strengths are. Seek some feedback. Really start to hone it in when you're in the flow. Flesh it out in a personal plan to win strategy. And then be purposeful about where you spend your time.